Okay, we are live, I guess. Thank you, people. Good evening. And I guess आज आपको लग ही रहा होगा मैं nervous क्यों हूँ. So actually, yes, I am nervous because I'm hosting one of my most awaited webinar. Yes, all energy, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening. Your friend Gaurav is back here again. Okay, so matlab, when I was like planning for this particular session, I was actually quite nervous this time because the people I have invited today is actually the ones who have shown that courage, or या बोलूँ ना मतलब they are the one who has actually inspired me, motivated me, or I should say they are the one who actually define me the simple and elegant definition of perfection. Right. So before I introduce and join the party that what we are gonna do it today, let me tell you a quick story. कि यार मतलब एक बड़ा interesting story है between an elephant and a dog. We all have heard this story that, or I guess whenever you are gonna go and ask to your parents that what we should be. So सब लोग ये बोलते हैं ना कि अपनी हाथी की चाल चलो, like walk like an elephant, that people, the dogs are gonna bark and don't worry about any single thing that is gonna happening. Now, I used to be curious, and I'm the one who keep on like asking the question one after the other. I always kept this question in my mind that when elephant walks, why all those dog barks at him? मतलब अगर मैं हिंदी में, माय अपॉलॉजीज फॉर द लैंग्वेज, बट मैं ये बोलूं कि यार जब एक डॉग मतलब हाथी को जाते हुए देखता है तो वो क्यों भौंकता है? व्हाट वाज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट? एंड slowly and gradually I realized that actually why the dog bark is only because he see that other person is getting praise. Like if you correlate to your individual's life, you might have seen the elephant walking and you always think that elephant we have to bow down like this, right? And we all have done that one or the other way. Now, that dog who is barking is not actually barking that elephant is not responding. One reason is definitely yes, that elephant is not responding at his words. Second reason is also that people are appraising. Now, when this appraisal come in anybody's life, the person is happy. The person can ignore a lot of person, but we also need to think that that person has gone through a lot of trouble out there. And that's the reason when I say that even if you have a small success in your life, don't be shy to share it across with anyone. So be like that elephant in the room, because that is somewhere is going to define you the character of any individual. That yes, no matter of whatever happens in my life, the people are going to throw the stone, I'm going to collect it and I'll build my empire over there. And that's the reason I thought of like getting them a fresh start. All the people to whom I have invited today, they all are the big giant elephant who has crushed the some big rock out there and got placed at the bigger and the most important company in the world called the Red Hat. So now they are my technical buddy, they are my family. So it's responsible to welcome it, the responsibility of me to welcome the new members of the family with equal motivation, equal enthusiasm. So let me like try to motivate them in a very quickly party style. So here's my party goggle out there, guys. So before I welcome everyone and I'm gonna introduce them, so I'm just gonna raise the toast to all the people who are watching. Thank you so much, people, for joining me the party. This cheers for you all. Now let's simply call everyone. Okay, so now I'm gonna remove my party glasses because again, this is gonna be so much of fun. So what I thought of, like, I called up few of my friends that, hey, I want to do this thing. And I slowly, gradually realized that there are a whole bunch of people. But yes, they are the few special ones to whom I connected and they immediately agree. So I welcome all the interns out there who have joined Red Hat, who are beginning their journey. But yes, these are my family, these are my special buddies, or you can say they all are the biggest inspiration and motivation to me, to whom I just want to say big, big, big congratulations and thanks. So without further ado, we are not going to waste some time. So I have prepared a script, huh, guys, to just introduce and in a very newly and fashionable way that yes, how it is going to be working. So when I have to introduce the very first one, so it always says that the first benchers has always that elegance, that like what you say, the smartness, the cuteness out there. So I'm going to introduce the first bencher out here. So he's the one who has actually like done a lot of things. He's an undergraduate engineering student in computer science who have just joined the Red Hat Ceph storage team. So, and to be precise, it is the OCS team. He has been a contributor to many open source projects, or I should say, the one of them was the Moja global one, where he actually got a very good ample amount of contribution done. He has a very good like ranking, or I should say an active member to the code chef and the code forces out there. And even he loves to do the competitive programming, which eventually every single individual loves to do. He has been like participating in national and international conferences. Like one of them is was the ACM IPC, or I should say, I should not say, but yeah, he happens to be the Smart India Hackathon winner as well. Even he has also attempted the Google Summer of Code. So let me introduce our first bencher, our young and like that 95% boy, Parth over here, and let's hear from him that what open source means to him and why Red Hat. So Parth, welcome, buddy. Welcome on the screen. Hey,
Thank you,
Parth.
Vera, for a great introduction.
Cheers and congratulations to be at the Red Hat, buddy.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. So,
So,
Parth, yes. So, just tell our viewers who you are and what is open source according to you, what open source means to you, and why Red Hat.
yeah. So basically,
Yes.
open source. Yeah, I have choose open source organization. Like in this, people are very helping, and like if any support or anything I want, I can easily get. Here is nothing like the designation or post. Like we can reach out to anyone and ask doubts. So like the open culture and all it defines the that I personally like defines the open source. So I have joined this community, and the most important point that I have to add about the open source is uh, for taking my example, like in Red Hat, it's my second day, and in future I will be working in Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is an open source organization. Basically, if I am be working in Kubernetes and if I want to switch to any another firm, like Kubernetes is an open source module which is being used by many other organization too. So if in future I have to switch or in any other organization, so basically it will be a win-win situation for the company too, and for myself also. Like I have a basic understanding of what the particular topic is, and also a company will find a good guy. So it's basically if it's a closed organization, so that things doesn't happen and we have to again start it from the base. But if I have started doing the contribution at a particular topic, so I can go and continue with that experience and take that experience to any another firm that I want. That's why uh, I like to be in an open source organization.
Yeah, exactly that what defines. It's all about the collaboration, or I should say it all about that the freedom you get to inspire others and take the ideas, because it takes a lot of courage to be at the position where you can have the open ideas most welcome nature. So cheers, Parth,
Exactly.
means welcome to Red Hat. Congratulations on stepping your first stone, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
So let me introduce our second person. So now this girl, which I'm gonna introduce now, I actually like the very first interaction, if I have to say. I remember her where I she was a winner, almost she was a finalist, and I actually got fascinated about her contributions, that what she is doing. And I actually correlated with her that okay, she's the one who has been the like the developer advocate for anitab.org. She have been the Google code in mentor with mifos, and again with the anitaB.org. She has been the winner for Smart India Hackathon. She is being like developing the lot of application. And during this like time when we talked about the vocal for local, she actually developed a scanner app within just 3 days, and she just launched it up. And more important, she have been mentoring under like 6+ open source project. And then her award winning things came, and where she won the 21 under 21 award winner from the girl script. And the most important part, she actually got a chance to represent the woman power at the Red Hat Open Source Award finalist. And I was so like, I have to talk this girl, because she at so young age she is doing a lot of things. And most importantly, when I started interacting with her, I found that she is actually cool, humble, cool, down to earth. And I thought that yes, she is the perfect definition, where I can say that yes, this is what the open source team look like. And immediately get connect to her, and I welcome Soumya and congratulate her to be at the Red Hat. Congratulations, Soumya. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, Gaurav sir, for such a wonderful introduction. Hello and good evening. Namaste to the beautiful audience out there who is listening to me. I'm Soumya, currently finally undergraduate graduate at an SIT West campus. And
Mhm.
the introduction that you gave, Gaurav sir, was literally amazing. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
it was.
inviting me here. It's really an honor to come here at Cheers with Gaurav 2.0 session. And yes,
So let me introduce you one of your team member. So
yeah.
according to me, he is the our poster boy. He is the one I always see that यार ये बड़ा होकर के हीरो बनेगा, but इसने टेक्निकल फील्ड कैसे ज्वाइन करी. The most important thing, he has been working as a mentor, as a product engineer at the coding blocks. Then, more importantly, he has been mentoring over 1,500 plus students regarding the concepts of data structure and algorithm, and the like the opportunities whichever it comes to an encounter in the Java. More importantly, he haven't taught me yet. But yes, he has also been the Google coding mentor for JBoss. He has an open source, he's been like the open source enthusiast. And more importantly, he has been actively contributor to the Debezium project itself. More importantly about this poster boy, what I love him is the eagerness to learn and to demonstrate the open source culture. So I proudly bring my younger brother on the screen, and he is Mr. Shubham Rawat out here. Hello, Shubham, sir. Welcome on the screen, and congratulations to be at the Red Hat. So he actually will be working, or I guess Shubham will be working along with Soumya. But
In the
as
package team,
like
yes.
yes, so Shubham will take a bit moment. Why don't you introduce Soumya? Means what open source means to you, and why Red Hat?
Yeah, sure, sir. So, obviously, open source, the word, as we all know, open source means something to which anyone can contribute. Even if you are a school, a high school student, even if you are in college, no matter what the college is, no matter what's your background, everyone, anyone can contribute to open source. And that is something which is very beautiful about open source. It does not matter what your knowledge base is. I mean, if you are not that much into tech, you can go to documentation, you can go to the UI thing and contribute there. And the very beautiful thing about open source is that the entire team, the entire community is so supportive out there. Even if you get stuck while cloning the project, while working on the project, the entire team is ready out there to help you, right? That is really a very
Right.
beautiful part about open source. And obviously networking, when we talk about open source, we can't miss the networking part. There are a lot of people from different organizations, from Google, Red Hat, Microsoft, a lot of organizations who are already working there on that particular open source project. And really that makes it very special because you get the chance to be mentored with such so much experienced people. And for
Yes.
me, open source really has given a lot of opportunity, I should say. I got to know a lot about new tech stacks. I got to know a lot how to interact with people with open source. So yes,
Yes.
open source is really very special to me. And talking about Red Hat, I came to know about it from one of my open source organizations only. Like I saw the link of Red Hat Open Source Award. in one of the channels in the AnitaB.org organization, and I thought, okay,
Yes.
I should check it out. I mean, I have heard the name Red Hat. It's a big organization. It's an MNC, and when I saw that link, the poster was there for the open source award. I thought, why shouldn't I apply to it? I mean, I have done a lot of open source contributions, and I should try it. I should try applying there. And luckily I applied, and I like from all over the world, from the internationally, we four,
Yes.
or I guess five, yeah, five finalists were there. And it was really a great moment when I got the mail. It was actually a confidential mail, and they starting that, Samya, you are one of the finalists for the Red Hat award. I was like celebrating. I got that in the
Yeah.
morning. The whole day
Absolutely.
was really amazing
Absolutely.
because of that.
Great. So Soumya, just help me in bringing our poster book out because he is the stylish dude out here. So we
Yes,
have to introduce
yes.
him collaboratively. Let's call him on the screen and let's shout out, Subham sir, please aa
Yeah, welcome
jao. Okay,
Shubham.
here we are.
Hi
Hey,
Shubham,
welcome,
how are you
Subham.
doing?
Hi.
Hello everyone.
Cheers, buddy. And
Hello
congratulations
everyone.
to be at that.
Am I
Yeah.
audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
you're
yes.
audible. Yeah.
Actually, actually, my net just got disconnected, so
Anytime,
No
no
it
problem,
issues.
buddy.
happens
That's the
sometimes.
beautiful part of this technical thing. Welcome
Mhm.
here, and thank you so much for accepting the request. Cheers to you, buddy.
Yes,
Cheers.
thank.
Yeah. So, Shubham, what open source means to you, buddy?
Basically, if you ask me, open source is the best platform for anyone to start with. Like, if they want to be a good developer as well as they want to nurture their skills. So, I would suggest anyone to go and just start contributing with the open source projects because it tells you that what teamwork really is, how good a
Mhm.
project can be. Because when I was contributing as a open source developer for the first time, so yeah, things get complicated. We can't understand many things. There are a lot of things that we haven't even heard of. So there are a lot of things which you need to understand on the way itself. So the people who are working on those projects, they help you, like they give you a feeling, like they'll give you a feeling like you are a family, right? So
Yes.
every time
Exactly.
you are contributing to any open source project, they're going to help you every second, every moment, whenever you need their help. So that culture is the thing which taught me that open source is the best thing if you want to start with your dev journey.
Yeah,
So
absolutely correct. So, Shubham, how does it feels? Means about an year back, you were helping me in organizing a booth activity at DaveConf, and today you are here celebrating the Red Hat success with me. So, what Red Hat means to you, buddy?
when I met you all at the DEF CON, like I met so many people. I met Imran sir, I met you, then I met Rudra sir also. So I met a lot of people there, right? So it made me kind of motivated that yes, I need to join this org, like because when I was like organizing that booth with you, so at that
Yes.
time. Like I got to talk to many people there. Like there were many people from IBM also, from Red Hat also. So that conversation and all those things like cheered me up that yes, this is what you call an organization. So I do have to join this no matter what. So here I am now.
Yeah, welcome, welcome both of you. Cheers, and thank you so much for accepting the request and motivating me always. Thank you so much. Now
Thank you.
Thank you
means
so much,
moving
Gaurav
ahead.
sir, for inviting us.
Anytime, anytime, anytime. So now let me just take a moment and tell you all that, yeah, it happens. Kina, you have the choices and you have to pick up the right thing at the moment. Now, to simplify that conversation, let me take an example. Like, there are two animals in front of you. One is a dog and one is a tiger, right? Now you have a stick in your hand and you are trying to hit it. Now, if you see at the dog's side, what it is going to happen? Dog is going to bark at you so that you step back, right? On the second side, if you see the tiger, if you try to hit, tiger is not going to look at the thing that is coming on his way. What he is going to look at, he's going to look at your hand so that he can finish up the competition. right? That is the most important part, that how you look at the particular situation. So when I was figuring it out that to whom I should call, I particularly, these people are actually connected to me always. They keep on texting me, and we have been in touch because of this open source culture. But when I see these people growing, I think that yes, they have their vision perfectly aligned to the focus that they want to do something good in the open source community. And moving ahead, like the next person which I want to introduce. So now this girl is actually the Smart India Hackathon Grand Finalist. She have been the open source contributor at the Public Lab and Open Refine. I am seeing her doing the lot of open source cultural activity out there. She have been motivating the students out there, mentoring them, guiding them to be at the open source. And I'm proud that now she has joined the Red Hat. Now, the big and Khyati. Hey guys, cheers to you all. Thank you so much for accepting the request.
Hello, sir. Hello. Thank you
Hello,
for the
hello,
warm
hello.
welcome.
Anytime, guys, anytime. So yeah, so what open source means to you all, and talking about why Red Hat. Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
okay, so let me start. Okay. So, first of all, sir, thank you so much for such a long and warm welcome. I'm doubting myself right now that do I really deserve this much long and yeah, like
Very
welcoming
well.
welcome. So, like, I'm confused right now. So, thank you for that. And the next thing is ki open source. So if I want to summarize my coding journey during BTech or anything, so if I'll summarize it or write a book on it, so I'll repeat the word open source like 1,000 times or maybe more than that, because everything I did to learn coding or maybe to implement coding is through open source. So when I started my coding journey by learning data structure and algorithm, then just I shifted my total interest to contribute to open source. And my first organization through which I started learning about open source, exploring open source project was JBoss. So that's where I started hearing about this word Red Hat, that JBoss is one of the open source organization that work under the umbrella of Red Hat, and many other organizations are there. And I have interacted with people who are already working in organizations like JBoss, OpenShift, Ceph, Fedora, etc. So I have learned a lot from all those organizations, many projects, so many of the technologies. Like if I talk about Spring Boot, if I talk about like scalability and all, and Ceph storage. So I have learned a lot from open source itself. So
Yeah.
Open source is the main reason why I have got so many opportunities. Like if I talk about GCI mentor, my first open source achievement, then I talk about open refine outreach internship, and then now Red Hat internship, and most importantly our organization, our own organization that is very close to my heart, Code for Cause. Code for Cause has two motives: open source and open knowledge, and it is totally based on the culture of open source. So this is how much we love the open source culture and appreciate it. Like open source culture, open source organization not only just teach you about technical things, coding and all, they also teach you about never quit, be consistent, be polite, be helpful, how you have to work in a community, interact in a community. So it's also like a good thing for a person also in a general life. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was all.
Awesome. So, Urvashi, yes, what
So
happens
yeah,
happens to you?
so I will start from when I didn't know about open source. So I attended a session from Anuj sir, who taught at Coding Blocks as a mentor. So the session was particularly based on open source and its benefits. So he deeply emphasized on the open source and its benefits, like you will get to connect with very new people, and you will get to learn new tech stacks. And yes, we are when we develop our applications, when we learn some web development or any app development, we are building some not projects like which cannot go to production. So
Mhm.
when we work on open source projects, we get to learn how things works in real life. And when you contribute to open source, it gives you a sense of achievement that I learned something. I learned something previously, and now I have done something which will affect lives of many people. Like these open source projects are used by many people and many developers. And other than that, it also gives you a benefit in your resume if you mention that in your resume. Uh, and I think the open source contribution has greatly helped me in getting selection in the Red Hat. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, Urvashi. Welcome. Khyati, how about you talking about the journey for Red Hat and the open source?
First of all, thank you so much for such a warm welcome and considering me to be like part of the session. First of all, to talk about my journey as an open source was that, uh, like, I'm from a tier 3 college. I only have my college was I only have one senior. I'm from the second batch of my college, so placements were like always a concern for me, and as as I could see the course structure and everything wasn't really very good. So I was looking for different places where I can start off, get some experience. So that's how I actually came to know about open source. And the journey hasn't been very smooth. uh,
Yeah.
I've definitely, when I started, I got multiple rejections, and that used to actually break my when I actually just started. I faced many rejections.
Mhm.
So, after after when I got the opportunity as a outreach intern, it really helped me a lot. I had something on my resume, so that added into it, and hence I kind of gotten confidence enough to apply for CNCF community, uh, because I actually went thought that I cannot just apply to CNCF community in the open source without having so many prior experience. So
Yes.
after that, when I since applied to CNCF, that's how I actually came to know about Red Hat. Uh, during my internship with CNCF through this community-based program. This is now called as I can't exactly remember what the
All
program
right.
is called.
Community Bridge program by Linux.
No, it's actually changed. It is now called the Linux Foundation. Now it's something different. The Linux
Okay.
mentorship. I don't know.
Mhm.
They like to that. I actually worked with some of lists. Worked with the observability team of Red Hat, and that's how I actually came to know about the people of Red Hat. And I really love the whole community people because I like they were really really very helpful, and any
Yes.
doubts or any help regarding any like whenever you have any doubts, even right now if I have any doubts, they are like, just just give me a call and I will help you. So that's it
Awesome.
about it. That's why I actually wanted to join Red Hat.
Yes, great, great. Thank you so much, Kathy, for that lovely part that even a small contribution can lead you to one of the companies that actually is the biggest contributor in the open source world. And now you're working with us. And welcome to the Red Hat family, guys, everyone. So I'll jump back to you, Kathy, once again. But before that, I actually want to call somebody back on the screen, and he is my poster boy, Shubham. So I'll come back to you, Kathy, in a minute. But I want to have Ekta and Urvashi to stay with me over here, and I want Shubham to come back because I have actually these three people have one thing in common. And that is actually our own very own Anuj Bhaiya, because they have been like all three were the student of our great mentor Anuj Bhaiya. His always heart beats for the one and only the open source. No, no, sorry. Let me correct. His heart only no. He doesn't have a heart now because his heart got like flooded with Ganga. So ठीक है गंगा में
अरे
बह गया उनका heart आजकल. But like yes, so talking about, you all three have the same journey to getting started with the open source by a single one man army person who has motivated and mentored many of the people. How do you think that when you were learning, did you really imagine to be here working with the Red Hat? Yes. Shubham,
Uh,
anyone?
not really,
Yeah.
not really.
so if I talk about it, so when I started with open source, so open source initially feels intimidating for everyone. It seems like monster to everyone. Like so large projects are there in big or open source organizations. There are some small communities, small open source organizations too, but the open source organizations which are booming in the market, like if someone will talk about, I want to contribute to open source organization based on Java, so people will recommend them JBoss organization project, Jenkins, etc. So these projects are having like 1,000 line of code and maybe lakh line of code. So these projects are huge, and initially going through their documentation and even to set up those projects and to use those projects is very difficult, and it is an accomplishment on their own, because you learn a lot of things, you read about a lot of things, you go through many tutorials to do that part, so you learn a
Mhm.
lot through that. So when I was starting, I never thought that I'll be able to contribute a single line in these kind of projects, and I'll be working in the in the organization, in the MNC under which these open source organizations work. So that was really a dream for me at that time.
Urvashi, your thoughts that do
Yeah,
you really think
I
that
would like to.
guiding under a right mentor is equally important to land up in a dream company like Red Hat?
Yes, if I have not been introduced to open source, I think I have not been here with the Red Hat. The main thing which I have focused so far is that selection in anything doesn't matter unless and until you are learning and
Yes.
growing with this thing. So the open source part that Anuj sir told us and emphasized on us uh, uh, is like a very is a like very deep has very deeply affected our lives, and like the selection of a selection our selection is very much dependent on the on the Anuj sir, the advices he gave, and the guidance he gave. Yeah.
True, true. So, Shubham, okay, Shubham,
Mhm.
let's do this, buddy. So yes, why are we are doing means like we are the good buddies out there.
Red
So yes,
Hat.
Shubham, Red
so,
Hat. So yes,
so
we equally share the love. I have a very specific question to you, Shubham. Means you have been working with the Anuj rightly from his first batch. What
yes.
do you think that for any individual to get selected in a company like Red Hat, how the open source contribution actually helped them to get into the Red Hat?
Yeah, so there is a very simple answer to this question. Actually, when I was a student and when I joined Red, like when I joined coding blocks as a teaching assistant, like first of all, I was a student under Anuj Bhaiya, and studying from him was itself a gift. He always told us about open source, what it is, how everything works in open source, this and that. And I also used to bug him a lot. Like I always go to him after the class and I was like, sir, please tell me this, sir, please tell me this. Bhaiya ye bata do, bhaiya ye bata do, wo bata do. So like I bugged him a lot. Later on, when I got converted to a teaching assistant, I gave a small interview for that. So after that he told me that open source can really help you out, like in getting a good network, like if you want to connect with good people, and like if you want to connect with different developers who are really great at some stuff, so you can definitely go with open source and you can start contributing to it. So uh, when I was about to make my first contribution, or we can say when I was like when I was given a project, Anuj Bhaiya decided that for me, and it was like I said him that I can't do this. It is not my cup of tea. I can't do this project. So I basically ran off. But after a month, so after a month, I again came back to that project, and he asked me to learn this and that. I got a lot of scolding, but and at that time I was like, "Kya hoga isse? Like, what will happen if I do this and that?" But
Mhm.
once I started making those contributions, and things really started to change because my network kept on like expanding. Then after that I got to talk with some big mentors over there, like my project was Debezium, so the mentors there, Gunnar Morling, Jiri Panik, so they basically were from Germany, and I was talking to them and I was so happy. And then DEFCON happened. I met all of you, and I got to. So we can simply say that if you want to land a good, like if you want to land an opportunity at Red Hat, so Red Hat itself says we are open. So open
Yes,
source is the one thing which you need to focus if you want to land a good opportunity at Red Hat. So I'll simply say
right.
go on, keep contributing on JBoss projects. Okay, so I'm pretty
Sure,
biased
sure.
to JBoss. Go on.
Yes. No, definitely. That really means a lot. And thank you so much, Urvashi and even Ekta and Shubham, to give us that insight view. Because for our viewers, it is equally important. And all the people who haven't like joined Red Hat, or they have missed the spot or missed the train this time, but in the future, if they want to get in, I guess people, open source contribution is equally important. To message to all the viewers, and I guess rightly said by Ekta, Shubham, Soumya, Khyati, and even the Parth, that yes, open source is the most important bridge to get into the Red Hat, right? And the contribution itself teaches you that yes, there is never ending things, and it's all about the contribution, the collaboration that you learn. So I'll get back to you both the guys in a minute, and I want someone, the notorious, or I should say, the people who have been in the good marks, the Parth and Soumya, back on the screen. Now, my simple question to Parth and Soumya is that, Soumya, you have been the open source award finalist for the Women in Open Source Award finalist for Red Hat. And Parth,
Yes.
you have always been that 95, 97, 99 wala bacha. So, according to you guys, means there is a lot of buzz around in the market. And thank you so much, first of all, for all the viewers like who are supporting Parth out there, because I can see a lot of Parth OP in the chat. And guys, please do the chats for all the Red Hat interns who are here. So yes,
Thank you,
and
guys.
I want to ask you both of you a simple question, that there's a lot of buzz in the market. What are the key essential individuals should know to land up the job in Red Hat? Are the certifications is something that you should be doing, or I should say the Linux knowledge you should be having, or the products like Ansible, OpenShift, or I should say the storage, Ceph, or Gluster? What are your views that for an individual to get intern, how they should start? Yeah.
Yeah, surely. I would like to take up this question. So, this point is really very important because I have seen many of my juniors, I have seen many people messaging me on LinkedIn, on Twitter also. My DM is open. So, yeah, they keep messaging that I have done these many certifications in Red Hat. What more should I do? And should I keep contributing to like Ceph projects or to any particular team of Red Hat? So, talking about me, my like data structure algorithm is all very clear, right? And in the interviews, the intern interviews, we had in the starting we have two written coding rounds where your knowledge of data structure algorithm is checked. And the if I talk about the difficulty level of the question, so that goes up to graph and DP also. So the very most important thing that any company, any software company, any MNC look for in the candidate is your basic knowledge should be clear. Your basic should be strong enough, fundamental should be clear. And if that is like all okay, you are good in that, then you can do any other thing, you can learn the advanced thing in the company that they are working on. So this is very much important. The basic, the fundamental needs to be clear. Apart from that, if you are good in a particular dev like Android, I'm very much into Android development. So if you're good in Android development, web development, you do machine learning, that's completely up to you. But before jumping to any dev site, it's very important to have a good grip on the basics on networking, DBMS, on data structure. This is something which is very important. Certifications and all other things can come later. The most important thing is CS basic, computer science basics, which help you in cracking any job interview, be it at Red Hat or Microsoft, Google, any company, any startup. So that's
Right.
my point here.
Absolutely agree. So, Parth, what do you think that this particular thing helped you landed the job in Red Hat? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. First of all, well said, Soumya. Like, uh, she framed what all things are required for joining Red Hat. So basically, according to me, how my journey runs is like I have also not been so much into the development at starting phase of my college. At after third year, I started contributing in development and learning development. So basically I used to do competitive programming and also problem solving stuff. So and coming into the interview part, so basically I also had two rounds of interview, the technical interview. So basically they asked me the data structure part, they grilled me on my projects, and the computer fundamentals, they basically asked that. So basically, as a fresher, if you are joining any firm, uh, I would suggest for the fresher, they only need the basic stuffs that we learn in our college. So that's the things that are important for the Red Hat also, for clearing the interviews.
Agree.
Exactly.
Means even I personally always relate that no matter of what, people need to learn crawling before running, because
Exactly.
crawling is something that clears your basics fundamental of stabilizing your body strength. Then it comes a walk, and then you should start running. So every single thing comes later, but until unless you have the fundamentals clear, I don't think that any of the company would be hiring you just only that you know how to run fast. So that is equally important. And thank you so much, Soumya and Parth, for coming back to that particular part.
Yeah, and I would
Okay.
like to add.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
I would like
Yeah.
to add one more important point because we are joining here Red Hat, and if we don't talk about open source, that will be not fair. So apart from data structure algorithm, if you are an open source contributor, it doesn't matter if you haven't cracked any big open source competition, even if you have made some significant open source contribution to any of the maybe JBoss, maybe AnitaB.org, MIFOS, a lot of open source organizations are there. If you have made any contribution to them, it shows that you are a good programmer, because thousands, a lot lines of code are already written there in those projects.
Mhm.
And when you go to contribute to that project, you have to read that first, right? And if you have made a single PR, a single pull request to those open source, big open source project, that really means that your understanding of the code, your knowledge is really good. So open source is really also very important, and I think it helps all of us, like all 4 5 of us who are here today, all of us have been open source contributor, and I think it helps us getting an edge over like other candidates maybe. So it's also very important.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's adds and value over it. Like
Yeah,
Yes.
if we have written the code, it's clear and everyone can see what we have written. So
I
exactly.
absolutely agree. Towards means for me also, when it comes to Red Hat, we cannot even think of like leaving open source back, because we are the largest company in the open source world who have been contributing to the all active projects. So yeah, thank you so much for the insights on and Parth. I'll catch you back again in a moment. But
Yeah,
here
thank
I
you.
actually want to bring back Kathy on the screen. And what I want to ask Kathy back is that as she was working with CNCF, and she actually got a chance to work with few of the Red Hatters. So Kathy, according to you, you just mentioned that you were coming out from the tier 3 college. How important it is to sticking to your basics and making the regular contribution helps any individual, and people are there who are looking to crack the interview for Red Hat, and they feel that tier 3 college people cannot do that. And thanks for being the role model, for saying it proudly that yes, you are the one of those. So your views on that?
Well, to be honest, when now when I look at it, that it actually doesn't matter which tier college are you from, but
Exactly.
the contributions help you a lot. Even if you are from tier one, but if you do not make any contributions, there aren't any things like like, sharing my experience of contributing to CNCF. The thing is, even when I started, I also found it very intimidating because I had actually never ever worked with Thanos. I had never made any contribution to Thanos, and hence I was not particularly I didn't know, I wasn't actually even familiar with any of the technologies, so I found it very intimidating. So first thing I actually started doing was I spoke to my mentors. Like they already knew that I was not familiar with technologies, so they started sharing me different tutorials, different links to in which I could get familiarized with the technologies that they are using, like with the project is actually using, and also to know a bit about the project itself. And to let me feel at ease, they actually gave me a very beginner level issue at the starting, so I would actually like kind of get a confidence that I'm able to understand the project now. So
Yes.
that helped me a lot, and slowly and gradually I was able to complete the project. And
Yes.
yeah, people are very very helpful at Red Hat. Most of the community members of CNCF are from Red Hat, so I made a very big connection at Red Hat, and I was very much looking forward to working with Red Hat. So that's it about it.
Absolutely correct, Kathy. Means it's equally important to collab with the people. And thanks for mentioning that it doesn't matter that which college you are coming from. Just only the thing is you need to keep your enthusiasm high, that yes, I can do it. And rest everything, every single individual, every single contributor in the open source world is there to help you. Right. So thank you so much, Kathy. Now I'll come back to you in a minute. Now what I want to do is I want to bring two people on the screen. Now, it says that two best friends are the biggest enemy of each other. And luckily, coming from the same college, same batch, same mentor, it's equally different experience. So what I did is actually I found out, मेरी मतलब बहुत बड़ी research team है एक जने की, मैंने थोड़ा Google किया, and I got to know that I have two friends out there in this particular setup. And let me bring on Ekta and Urvashi back to the screen, and let's see that when both of the friends started the journey at the open source and landed in the same company. So guys, how welcoming it was for you both in terms of friends and all the people out there. So, how was your experience when you got noticed and when you started putting on the LinkedIn or on the social media that yes, now you are at the Red Hat? Share some experience on that part.
So the best thing is it's true that we are from same college and we know each other from last 4 years. We are best friends, and so that was the thing.
Okay. I guess the perfect challenge in the terms of network. So, Urvashi, why don't you complete the Ekta's words? Friends are always there to save the backbone.
So yeah, what she was saying, that we know each other from like 4 years, and we have been studying in the same college in the same batch, and we sit with each other in the class. Yeah, so she has been my support system when I have been in my in the lows of my life. Uh, uh, like. Uh, there was a time when I was contributing and learning many things and doing the best I can, but yet I was not getting any results, like and not like any selection in like I was contributing in open source. I didn't get selected in GSOC, and the outreachy I contributed for the I applied for the outreachy part also, but unfortunately I didn't get selected. But she was always there me to motivate me. She always used to say कि हो जाएगा, चिंता मत कर, तू बहुत मेहनत करती है, तेरे को बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेंगी, और
Absolutely.
तू लगी रहे, तेरे को पक्का पक्का कुछ ना कुछ बहुत अच्छा होगा तेरे लिए, गॉड ने कुछ ऐसा सोच के रखा होगा हम जो अभी से ज्यादा अच्छा होगा. So
Great.
yeah, and now the God has given me the opportunity to be the part of Red Hat. So yeah, I feel she is my support system in every way.
Awesome. Yeah, Ekta.
Sorry. So it's raining heavily in Delhi, so net issue. So what I was saying is the best part is we had common mentor. So Anuj Bhaiya is always there to like guide us. So it was not very difficult to step into open source for both of us, because we were having someone, even if we are not getting direct help, we were having this hope that we have someone. If we stuck at any point, if we have query at any point, we have someone to help us. And if he cannot help, he always try to connect us with the other concerned person who can really help us in that situation. So that was the best point. And the thing is, always try to learn with a partner, because learning with a partner exponentially increases your learning graph, because then you have someone to discuss with, that I am learning this, I got stuck at this point, so the other person can help. And when two brains are invested on a same thing, then the chances are higher that that particular error, that particular thing can be resolved easily. And in not even context of open source, if you talk about competitive programming, so if you talk about data structures and algorithm, any context, if you learn with a partner, your learning rate increases. And you never feel that is this only is this only me that I am stuck like these type of questions, these type of silly doubts, is this only me? So that doubt also, like is not there if you have a partner with you. So find a buddy, for a suitable buddy which has like same mental level, and who not only supports you in the technical field, who not only supports you like in the studies and in career, but also in the personal life too. You should have
Yes.
a person with whom you can share everything, with whom you can share your high down anything. So which whom you can bitch about the other person too. That, and there's a common thing, like if I don't like a person, Urvashi also don't like that person. If I love a person, Urvashi also love that person. हाँ ये अच्छा है यार, ये बहुत
Oh my
खराब
goodness.
है.
Same liking person, that means having okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. No, you truly defines the true values of any friendship can take too, means supporting each other. It's not always right saying that friend are your biggest enemy. Friend are your biggest support system. And cheers to your friendship, guys, for like showcasing up that spirit that yes, if I can do, you can also do, to give that helping hand, and that what we call a true friend is all about. And thank you so much for both of you to mention that particular part, that having a right guide or having a right mentor is equally important, that can hold your back out there to support you, or I should say to motivate you, not in the technical field, even in the personal stuff. When you are let down, anybody can bring you up. Thank you so much, Ekta and Urvashi.
Uh,
Cheers to your friendship and
So
welcome
with
to Red Hat.
that, I also like to add a statement that why a guide, why a mentor is very important, because like everyone knows the starting and ending point. Like you know that you want to reach a destination, you know you want to reach a wedding venue, but you have Google Maps, so you reach there early. Otherwise, you will ask multiple persons. Some will guide you wrong, some will guide you right. So Google Map
Yes.
is your guide. Google Map is your mentor who guides you with the right path. So finding a right mentor is that's why it's important. Even if you are hardworking, even if you have a sharp mind, you have everything. You have like you have money, you have support, everything. But path and guide mentor is very important to like finding the correct path, so that we can easily and early reach to that particular stage.
Absolutely correct, Ekta. Absolutely correct, and rightly said that having right mentor plays a very important role in any individual life. Thank you so much, Urvashi and Ekta, and I'll get back to you in a minute. And with that, I want to bring back Soumya on the screen. That Soumya, that you have been developing a lot of Android application, you have been a contributor, you have been the award winner. वो हो जाता है ना कि यार जब
Yes.
मैंने इतना सब कुछ कर लिया तो इसका तो रेडिट में हो ही जाएगा, right? And you proudly shared a post on social media that you got even the rejection. So was that easy to handle the rejection, or the joy of getting accepted in many of the organization just fade that part away?
Okay, so for this point, I would say that rejections are equally important as our acceptance. If you
Yes.
like in the starting, we all have faced rejections. I mean, no one can say that always I have been getting acceptance mail from all the companies wherever I apply, from all the awards, right? At every point of time, if you are getting some acceptance, so behind that acceptance, behind that on stage performance, if anyone writes that, hey, I got selected in Red Hat and I'm very happy to get started, so behind that one selection there are always rejections. Nobody mentions those things, but I thought of sharing that because many people, like, I feel it's equally important to tell people about your rejections, because that is something to which people out there can relate. There are a lot of people who are struggling to get into internships, to get placements. A lot of my classmates, a lot of people like me, students like me. And when I wrote that post, I got like a lot of messages that that's really nice that you told us that you got some rejection mails also. So it's not like if I have been winning so many scholarships, so many awards or competitions, so I can't get rejection. It's like a very
Yes.
obvious thing. Sometimes if you make some mistakes, a silly mistake, in the interview, you can also get rejection mail. That is really a part of the journey. No one can completely remove that rejection part, right? So we have to the only thing we have to remember is accept that rejection and don't get depressed because of that rejection. Accept that and like turn that in as a fuel, like use that rejection as a fuel, and work harder to turn that rejection into acceptance, and that will make you a better person, a better developer. Once you got a rejection mail, delete that from your inbox, but don't delete that from your memory. Keep that you made some mistakes and learn from those mistakes. Don't forget to take learning from your mistakes, and you will become a better version of yourself if you will follow these steps. Yeah.
Absolutely agree to that part. That I love the part actually that you need that fuel, and fuel can only come when
Exactly.
you know that how to ignite, and ignite cannot happen in the first go. So rejection is the part of journey. और बड़ा ही फेमसली आजकल वो कहा जा रहा है ना कि यार सक्सेस क्या है, फेलियर का नेक्स्ट चैप्टर। तो फेलियर का मजा तभी है
Yes.
और सक्सेस का मजा तभी है जब फेलियर हो लाइफ में, बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू शेयर टू द वर्ल्ड। हे, आई गॉट सो मच ऑफ रिजेक्शंस, take them as an opportunity and build your own empire. So thank you so much, Soumya, for sharing that particular part with us. Thank you so much. Now, all the people out there who are viewers, this is just a fun stream. This is just, we are cherishing the moment that they all have joined Red Hat. And within a minute, I'm gonna like just show them all on the screen so that they can share their experience and views. And before that, I have something like, to all the viewers and all the people who have joined and who are starting their beginning, and if you have even got the rejection, just remember one thing. I actually started watching Ramayana and Mahabharat during the lockdown phase, and what I realized that my dad, my mom, and my sister, because the entire family of mine is a big devotee of Lord Hanuman, and keeping one incident in my mind, I have started this vision that I want to give back to the community. जब हनुमान जी उड़ करके, अब उड़ने के लिए भी उनको मतलब किसी की मतलब जरूरत थी जिन्होंने उन्हें याद दिलाया कि हाँ तू उड़ करके ये पुल पार, मतलब ये नदी, ये ओशियन ये पार करके जा सकता है, एंड दैट हाउ ही टुक दैट फ्लाइट एंड ही लैंडेड अप इन लंका। थिंग इज, जब वो लंका पहुंचे, रास्ते में सब राक्षसों को मारते हुए पहुंचे, जब वहां पहुंच गए उन्होंने देखा कि सीता वहां पर हैं, वो पेड़ के नीचे बैठी हैं, रावण उनसे बात कर रहा है। वहां पर उन्होंने फोकस लूज नहीं किया, बिकॉज उनको मैसेज दिया गया था कि आप सीता के पास जाओ और जाकर के बताओ कि राम, जो उन्होंने जिनके डिवोटी थे, कि हाँ मैं यहाँ पर पहुंच चुका हूं, मैं तुम्हें लेने आऊंगा। जबकि हनुमान खुद इतने केपेबल थे कि वो सीता को लेके आ सकते थे, बट ही वेटेड बिकॉज हिज मास्टर, हिज मेंटर, हिज गाइड टू whom he devotes, he actually इंस्ट्रक्टेड हिम कि भाई तू वहां जाकर के मेरा सिर्फ मैसेज दे के आ। ही वेटेड। जब रावण वहां से चला गया, वो उनके पास जाते हैं, अपना जो सोवीनियर वो लेकर के आए थे वहां पर वो अंगूठी डालते हैं, नीचे आते हैं, और जब सीता उनसे पूछती है ना, तो वो एक ही दोहा है जो वो बोलते हैं, एंड दैट पर्टिकुलरली स्टिक्स टू माय वर्ल्ड, दैट राम दूत मैं मात जान की, सत्य शपथ करुणा निधान की। नाउ थिंग इज, मैं राम जी का दूत हूँ, उन्हीं की कसम खा करके कहता हूँ, उन्हीं की शपथ खा के कहता हूँ, इससे ज्यादा मेरा परिचय कोई नहीं है। Now, thing is that equally implements in every single individual of your life. If you are the open source contributors, your contribute will ultimately help you to learn something good. Don't be afraid if you got failure in the certification, if you got failure in compiling the code. No worries at all. The learning should never ever stop. And if you did a single PER, every single individual in the world is gonna acknowledge. And I'm proud to share the 6 Hanuman right over here, who people are here, who has helped me in doing this wonderful cheer session. So now I'll get off the screen and I'll want to bring all 6 over here to just say a few words of wisdom or advice to all the viewers. And thank you so much, guys. I'll join you back, and all 6 to you. The stage is all yours.
So, the only advice I want to give to all the viewers here is, even if you get some rejections, even if you get some failure, don't feel depressed, not at all. Each one of us, 6 of us, has all got acceptance as well as rejections too. But the only thing is, we never gave up. Okay, so always keep trying, and definitely you will get what you have to get if you will work harder for it. So, all the best to everyone, to all the beautiful viewers, to all the audience. Work harder for your dream and you will get what you have to. So over to you, Parth.
Yeah. To the viewers, I would say practice a lot and learn. Like, don't stop to learn, and don't believe on false facts. Believe and trust on the truth facts only, and be open to the opportunities and grab the opportunities. Like, many times I've seen many of them losing the opportunity just because of the inferiority complex. And so I just would like to add that open to the opportunity and grab that. There are many opportunities there. Now, over.
So yeah, my advice to all of you is that have your computer science fundamentals very clear, your data structures and algorithms strong. Along with that, contribute to open source as much as you can. Obviously, after learning the your web development or app development part, contribute to open source. And yeah, don't get demotivated with the rejection. I have also faced a lot of rejections. If you work harder, you will surely get to your goal. Yeah, thanks. Over to you, Kathy.
Hello. Yeah. So, all the advice that I can only give to you is that please do not let the rejections let you down, because when I started as an open source, wanted to contribute to a particular project. I wanted to actually participate in RGSOC, and I wasn't actually even able to get a partner. And after trying for weeks, I finally even got a partner and started contributing. I was devastated that, after so much hard work, I was still rejected. So, I didn't let that down. I still applied for outreach in the next year. So, all I just have to say is that, please do not let rejections take you down. Please learn from them, take some learnings, build connections. Even if you don't get selected, you're still making some connections, and definitely you're learning different technologies. So yeah, that's all about it. Over to you, Ekta.
Thank you, Kathy. So I'll advise that always be willing to help your juniors, anyone who is asking for your help. If you are at that position that you can help, you should always have that feeling of gratitude for others, because that will take you forward in your life. And try to celebrate every small success in your life, because everyone is saying about rejections, that don't get demotivated by your rejections. Very true. But if you start celebrating your small success, that will motivate you 100 times, 1,000 times. So try to celebrate your small success. Try to be consistent. Try to be and learn every day, even if it's a small bit. Try to learn every day. Try to keep your learning rate higher, so that will help you to move further in your life. So always try to be a better version of yourself. So that's all about from my side. Over to you, Shubham.
So my piece of advice to all of you would be that first of all, just don't take any stress regarding anything, because mind with stress can't do anything. Like many of us talked about rejections here and stuff like that. So that happens. Like no one is perfect. No one can land every single job, as Soumya said. And like I'd simply say that if you're doing things stress free and doing everything fine, then everything will be okay itself. And cherish all your moments, all your job opportunities. It's not like we are always made for FANG companies. We don't have to like always go for the title, right? So cherish every single moment that you have in your company, enjoy it, and yes, keep working hard. You will definitely get all the companies that you want. So thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, what I was wondering, like, thank you so much, every single individual of you. And for all of you and all the lovely viewers, this was just a fun celebration stream that we did. I remember one of the quote from like the Pablo Picasso, which he said that inspiration does exist, but it must find you working. So keep working, keep contributing, or the most important part, what I should say is that it's a never ending journey. These people got their best shot by getting into the Red Hat, and I'm congratulating every single individual out over here. And thank you so much for all the viewers. And last but not the least, the biggest thanks to my team, especially mentioning Lakshay, who has helped me in organizing the entire session. Even for the thumbnail part, Priyanjali has set up a great thumbnail for my session. Even the Hirsch, who is my other designing fellow, who has helped me in designing the couple of other thumbnails. More importantly, Rudra, Anand, Shivani, who always help me in guiding and connecting all the peoples out here. So biggest thanks to you all, because it takes a lot of village to do a great event. I'm nothing, I'm just a simple fellow just like you. More importantly, what I see is that it's my team who keep me motivated, and this big squad which I have this point of time, every single individual of you, Parth, Soumya, Urvashi, Khyati, Ekta, Shubham, thank you so much guys. A big cheers to you all, and welcome to the Red Hat family. All the new interns, cheers to you all, and thank you all the viewers. We will like catch you back very soon. We will be interacting with all of them individually, that yes, about their contribution, how to get started with their particular journey. So I request Lakshay to just keep on bringing and shuffling the screen till we are to the end of the broadcast. Keep every individual, and let's say goodbye, cheers to this nice beginning, and thank you so much everyone. So Parth, Soumya, Ekta, everybody just say bye to all our viewers, and thank you so much for accepting the
Bye.
request once
Bye,
again. Cheers.
everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
And cheers to
Bye
everyone.
everyone.
Cheers to yourself.
Bye, everyone. Thank you to the beautiful audience out there. And thank you, Lakshay, for organizing it. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you everyone for joining us and being part of this session. And all the best for your future endeavors. Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching this session, and yeah, just thank you so much, and all the best, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for joining this session. And special thanks for those who are making like the comment section fire. So, bye bye, and cheers to everyone. Happy New Year to all. Keep learning, keep growing. Bye bye.
So thank you everyone for attending the session, and a special thanks to Gaurav sir who just made this session possible, right? So take care everyone, and I hope you achieve everything that you need in your life. So bye bye. Take care.
So, more importantly, as Shubham rightly mentioned, thank you everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Cheers with Gaurav. I'll catch you soon with an exciting session update waiting for you all, and we'll keep cherishing all the moments that we enjoy. Thank you so much. Now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much. Do